Hi guys.
Hi.
Say hi. My name is Abby,
I'm Allie.
and we're here to do. Are you okay? We're here to do an informational video on something called Spina Bifida. It's a disability that we both have. I know some people don't necessarily like calling it like a disability, or they like different words for it, but we call it just it's a disability we have. So it's called Spina Bifida, and basically what that means is we were born with a hole like in our spine, like in our back, and it causes like lifelong, so we will have like this disability for the rest of our lives. Yeah. And so since last month was Spina Bifida Awareness Month, I had asked a few of my friends if they had ever had any questions about like my disability and just life, how I live life with it, and it like how it just affects my daily life and everything. So a little like back history on it is everybody with Spina Bifida has different daily effects with life. It is lifelong, like I said, so that's kind of like how it affects everybody differently. So when we were born with the hole in the bottom of our spine. It can vary with everybody else, like the hole, it can be in different parts of your back, and it affects different parts of your body too. So it sometimes affects the brain, sometimes affects like how you walk, and some people with it can't walk. So that's kind of like the rundown on the disability. So we're going to start off with the questions that I got, and you guys can also, if you have any questions about it, you can leave them down in the comments below, and I'll answer them as best as I can. So first question is how do you stay positive during with your disability? So a lot of things I've gone throughout my whole life have like gone off of this, because it's not just physically like with my body, it's also mentally. So I've gone through a lot of depression and anxiety from all the stuff I had to go through. There's multiple surgeries people with Spina Bifida have to go through. So I have had 23 surgeries so far throughout my whole life, on my back, of course, and then I have had some on my head. And I'll get into those surgeries a little later. But staying positive that's kind of like a tough question, because there's some days where I wake up and I'm just like, I don't really feel like being like human, doing human things.
Being an adult.
Yeah, I don't necessarily, like, I wake up and I'm just like, I can't do today because I'm so, like, my depression catches up with me, and, like, it's just crazy. And so, staying positive, I try to focus on being positive around people. I'm a firm believer if you treat people the way you want to be treated, then that's what will happen, because, like, that's just how I intend to do my life. I intend to treat people nice, so they treat me back nicely. So, how do you stay positive?
You kind of have to. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like Abby said before, like, this is something that we're going to have to deal with for the rest of our lives. And so, you learn to live with everything that goes on. Like, like, if we go in for another surgery, we just say to ourselves, like, oh, this is just another surgery. Like, it's what we gotta, deal with. Yeah.
I agree. And sorry if this video is kind of scattered and everywhere. This is our first video, so we're kind of nervous, but we're trying our best. And if you guys, like I said, if you have any comments about anything, you can put them down in the comments below. That would be awesome. And any comment we will answer. No comment is offensive, so we will answer any comment. If you're genuinely curious about it, we will answer it. So, next question says, is spina bifida different for everyone who has it? Yes, it is. Kind of going into it, there's 4 types of spina bifida. There's neural tube defects, there's meningocele, there's myelomeningocele, and there's occulta. And so those are like the 4 types of spina bifida. And they all affect everybody differently. Some people are born with spina bifida, and it all depends on how severe their case is. With me and Allie's case, ours was kind of like, if you put it on a scale, ours was somewhere in the middle. Yeah. So like it was severe, but it wasn't like too severe or like the best case you could get, I guess, if that's possible. So do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, I'm not exactly sure, like I know each of the 4 different like types are like ranked from like least severe to like the most severe, and I know occulta is the least severe. Some people don't even like know that they have occulta. They just like grow up with back problems and then find out that they have it
later on in life. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm not exactly sure like what the order is after occulta.
Going off of that too, like finding out. I'm not exactly sure when my mom found out that I had spina bifida, but she found out when she was pregnant with me. Didn't your mom too?
Yeah, I think my mom was 27 weeks.
Yeah, right around 20-ish weeks of the pregnancy, people usually find out about spina bifida if their baby has it. And there's several things that the doctors go through. One of the things that the doctor told my mom was termination. And that was an absolute no for her. She was like, I'm going to give her a chance at life, and that was not in the books for her, and I'm glad it wasn't. So another option is something called a fetal surgery, is where they go in to the mother's womb around 30-ish weeks. It all depends on how well the pregnancy is going, and they close up the hole that is in the baby's back, which causes the spina bifida. And they close the hole up, and that's possibly to make a better life for the baby when it's born. So they will go in around 20 to 30 weeks, like I said, and they will close the hole up in the back, and then they will actually close the mother's stomach back up, and they'll try to make it to full term for the baby. So that's what our moms both had, that surgery.
Born early?
Yeah, I was born about a month early. So sometimes that causes that.
2.5 months early.
Yeah. So that causes that. That can cause that too. But my fetal surgery that I just talked about took place in Philadelphia. Shout out to Children's Hospital down there. You're amazing. We're the result of that. So go you. Where did your mom have her fetal surgery?
Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was at the Vanderbilt one.
Yeah.
And then somehow along that, our dads worked at the same place, and
I thought they graduated together.
And then they worked at the same place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also graduated together, and so that's kind of how we connected as friends, and later on found out we both had spina bifida, so that's how we connected together, and that's why we're here right now. Is there anything else I should cover about that?
I don't think so.
This video is kind of scattered, but leave your
is.
questions if you have any below. Okay, so I get this one actually a lot from a lot of people, because a lot of my friends know that I have spina bifida because I talk about it. Like, it's not a secret, and I like people to know like why I have it and what goes on, and like just why. And so I get this question a lot from people because there's a lot of that goes into it, and it's, will you be able to have biological children? And my short answer for that one would have to be, I don't know. I would love to. That has always been a dream of mine ever since I was little. I've always wanted to have kids. But I'm not sure. I would have to talk to one of my doctors from my big team of doctors about that and see if it is possible. We are, people with spina bifida tend to be on the shorter side. And so to carry a baby for us would be really hard. I'm guessing because like just how short we are. I'm only 4'3" and I will not grow anymore. And that has to do with the spina bifida. It also has to do with, I also have scoliosis. And so whenever I was probably about 6 or 7, to correct the scoliosis, they did surgery on my back, and they put titanium rods in my back, 2 titanium rods to correct the scoliosis, which is just my spine was in an S shape, and it was one of the bad cases, so the more worst cases. So they put the titanium rods in my back, and I would have 2 surgeries a year, 2 to 3 surgeries a year to extend the rods in my back to as I grew. And then when I was probably about 13 or 14, they fused those 2 rods in my back, and so I stopped growing. That's when I stopped growing. And so they fused the 2 rods, and so that's like this is how tall I'm gonna be forever. So I'm 4'3" right now.
I'm 4'9".
Okay.
So, yeah.
And have the doctors told you about if you're gonna grow anymore?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I stopped growing when I was in probably 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, I stopped growing when I was in like 6th, right around that time too.
Yeah.
And we'll just be this height for the rest of our lives. So carrying a baby would be really hard for us, but it's always been something I've wondered, and I'm definitely going to talk to my doctors about. But the short answer to this question right now would have to be I see it.
Do you see what's going on out there?
There's a bird.
There's 3
You're
birds.
getting distracted, and I'm not editing this video. This is going to be one take video, guys.
It's good. Now you know about the birds outside my window.
There's birds, okay. What were we saying?
That we don't know if we can have kids.
Okay, so yeah, that's the short answer. That's the long answer I have about that is we don't know that we're gonna have kids. That will come later in life. We'll talk about that later in life.
Yes.
So that's that, and you guys can leave more questions if you need to. All right. Does it affect anything else besides your body?
Not really.
Not necessarily. Sometimes, like, our life around us, yes, it does affect us. Like, there's some things that we can't necessarily do because of our disability. And like I talked about earlier, it's different for everyone who has it. So there also are some people who they can't walk. They have spina bifida and they can't walk. Some people are wheelchair bound, and that's totally okay. But it affects everybody different. So yeah. There's some people that are in wheelchairs, some people can walk. It's different for everybody who has it. This one says, do people make fun of you because of the way you walk? And this is something people have noticed about us, and some people just don't, because sometimes we walk differently, and that's okay. My answer to those people would have to be just, I don't know, let me think about it. Hold on. Do you have anything to go off that?
I don't want to say like that
they don't make fun of us. Yeah,
they're
curious.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
curious.
People are
about
curious,
it,
and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
If you're being genuinely curious about it, that's perfectly fine. But if you're making fun of people, that's not okay.
I have in school been bullied for wearing a brace on my foot and not having bowel and bladder control, and Yeah.
That's another thing that spina bifida also affects is it affects your walking, which your feet, and it also affects like your bladder and stuff like that. It also affects that aspect of it.
So yeah, like in general, people don't make fun, but like occasionally there's those people that will like, just bring your spirits down and
yeah. There's definitely those people in the world, and there always will be. You just gotta handle it the right way. You gotta figure out like how you're gonna handle it and how you're going to approach those people. You know, so. Okay, this one's, we kind of went over, but I'll go more into it. It says, what part of the body does it affect? So it affects many parts of the body. It affects the back, most of all. It affects the walking. So some people, like I said, they can walk. Some people can't walk. Some people walk with crutches with it. Some people have to walk with a walker. Some people use a wheelchair, and that's totally fine. That's perfectly okay. Like, yeah. So it also affects the bladder. There are also some people that have trouble with like the bathroom and stuff like that. So it affects that part of it. Some people, there also affects their brain. So it can affect their cognitive skills and just the way they think. It can affect just like, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Is it how I can put it?
Yeah. I think that depends more on whether you were born with hydrocephalus or not.
That's another thing too. That babies,
I don't want to say most, but yeah,
most cases of spina bifida.
Yeah, you're also born with hydrocephalus, which is fluid on your brain. So like we both have shunts to like drain the fluid off of our brains.
And that's where the head surgeries come in. A shunt is basically a tube that goes from on the brain, and it goes behind my ear and then into my stomach, and it drains the fluid not needed. So, from it being too much. But that's basically where the hydrocephalus comes in.
Yeah. And I think like the more severe your hydrocephalus is, the more like cognitive like delays you have.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, maybe delays was the wrong word, but I don't know. They understand. You understand.
Yeah. And we have this disability, but some of the questions we don't really know like all of them either. So this is new, like this is also new to us too. So like we're learning along with you guys with some of the questions. So we're explaining them best to our ability right now. And, I'm 18 right now to talk about like our ages. How old?
Yeah, and I'm 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're explaining this best to our abilities right now, and how much of the questions we can answer and how good we can. So. Okay, so this is a good question. I really like this one. This one says, is there things you wish you could do but you can't? Yes, there's things that come in to play that are like that. So I can't do a lot of physical sports. I like day-to-day sports you would think about because of the way, like I have the titanium rods on my back, like I said earlier. And like I have a lot of balance troubles too. So if you ever, like a lot of people will see me in the halls or stuff like that, and I'll be like probably like holding on to something to keep my balance, or I'll be leaning up against a wall. And that's just to keep my balance, because my balance isn't the greatest from my my spina bifida. Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with like, not that you can't do it, it's just the fact that like it's a safety issue, like not to do it, you know? Like, because like you could probably play football, you could probably throw a football and like run and, you know, like to the best of your ability, but it's not the safest thing to do.
Yeah,
you know?
You could do it, could possibly do it, But you would have to talk to your doctors and see if it would be a safe thing to do.
Yeah. I wish I could stand. Like, I can't stand for more than
long periods of time.
An hour and a half without my feet killing me.
Same here.
And so, and my feet won't kill me for like 3 hours. They'll kill me for days.
Yeah.
Like, after I stand. So, that's one of the things I wish I could do because, like, I don't know, like...
Yeah, I get tired easily, too. Like, I can't walk long distances, so if I'm at, like, the zoo or something, I will have to walk and I will have to take rests at the benches, and I can't stand for long periods of time, so I will have to sit. So, like, during my choir concerts at school, I always use a chair sitting down just because of my balance is off. So that's one thing I kind of have an insecurity about. There's a lot of insecurities that come into this too. Like, I have a lot of insecurities of the way my body is, but I feel like everybody does. Like, this is something everybody goes through, and you just have to come up with a good way to approach it. You have to, it's self-love that comes into play whenever this happens. You have to, like, realize this is my life. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, and I just have to love myself for the way I am. And so that's kind of what I've tried to do. There is hard moments where I'm just like, I look in the mirror and I'm just like, I don't like the way I look because I'm so short and just the way my body is. And I have a scar on my back from all the surgeries I've had. Like I said, I've had 23 surgeries, and that does a lot to your body. So I'll look in the mirror and I'll just be like, that doesn't look exactly right, but I'll have to realize this is the life I was given. And so I have to go every day with being okay with it and being grateful I'm alive. So, because there could have been that, there's many times I've gone through surgery where not say I shouldn't have made it out of surgery, but there was many times where I had there was a possibility I couldn't make it out of the surgeries. Yeah. So I just need to be thankful I'm alive, and that's what I try to live my life best to. So, yeah.
You're taking the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, okay. This one says, what causes it? What causes the spina bifida?
We don't know.
We don't know. There is really no cause.
No. Some say it's genetic. Some say it's
just by fluke.
Yeah, some say that it's because the mom doesn't get enough folic acid, like when they're pregnant. Like, there's just multiple.
There's multiple things you could look up about it, but there's no exact reason, and that's another struggle.
Everything you look at is going to tell you something
That's
different.
another struggle I've always had with is some days when I am having a rough day with my disability, and some days where I'm going through, like, my back hurts, or, like, my feet hurt, or I fall, like, because I fall a lot because of my balance. Yeah. And I get embarrassed about it, and I'm just like why? Why was I given this? And I find myself very often asking the question, why? Like, why did I have to go through this, because it's embarrassing for me. But like I said earlier, I need to look at the positive side as best as I can. And we're human, so sometimes that's not going to happen. Sometimes we are going to have those thoughts in our brain that are going to creep up on us like that. Yeah. Questions are done.
No.
We're done with the questions. I didn't know that was the last question.
Yeah,
but we went through a lot of questions. Like I said probably a million times in this video, if you guys have any questions about it, please put them down in the comment section below. Ask any question you want, because we will answer them, and we would love to hear, like, what you guys think. So we wanted to make this video about raising awareness for spina bifida, because I have mentioned this before. It's kind of a disability where you don't, like, it's not rare, but it's not too common. Some people have heard about it, some people haven't. So we kind of wanted to raise more awareness about it, because last month October was the awareness month for it, and so we wanted to create this video to kind of raise awareness for this and let you guys know like what we go through and like what our lives personally are like with this and yeah. Do you have anything to say?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
I feel like I talked a lot.
You did, but that's okay.
But yeah, guys, have any questions, go for it. If you have anything nice to say, leave all nice comments in the comment section below. That would be awesome. No mean comments, please. That would be great.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any more comments down below, and I will also do videos in the future if you would like me to on this. It would be great, and so we can do a video on the future.
We could even do like a part 2.
Yeah, we could do a part 2 question.
Yeah, like if you guys have questions, like put them down below and
Absolutely.
we can do a part 2.
Yeah, as long as, because we don't live together, so I see her whenever I can. She's in college right now, and I'm in 12th grade, so it's my senior year.
I have the whole month of December off, though, so.
That's nice.
We'll find time to do something.
We'll absolutely find time to do another Q&A if you guys would like us to, or if you want us to cover any topics about our disability, put them down in the comments, like anything to talk about in our next video. That would be awesome. So, I guess that's the end of the video, and I don't really know how to end it, but if you guys have any comments, put love down in the comments. Love only. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.